Hello people of the internet. So this video, over the last couple of videos, I have been showing you the naughtiness of colouring book hauls that I have been purchasing since October-ish, as I have rediscovered my love of playing with pens, I guess, after a number of years of no buys. So I thought on this video it's basically going to show you the collection of colouring books that I had before I started purchasing the ones since October-ish. And I've just literally spent the last hour getting all the colouring books off the shelf. They're here in a big stack. And so there's two interesting facts. Number one, these colouring books that I've purchased go back, a decade is 10 years. What's 2 decades? 2 decades, 20 years, 20 years. And this stack of colouring books, the amount of colouring books that I purchased in 20 years, so over a span of 20 years, is less than the amount of colouring books I have purchased in the last October, November, December, January, February, 5 months. So, yeah, I better stop buying colouring books, hadn't I? Anyway, so let's get into it, and I'll show you probably some old colouring books that you may never have seen before, because some of them are very old. Okay, so let's go. So you will see a shadow here. That's you, because the camera's up there. I have to have the light on today because it's a grey day. So the first one is this one, Fairies alphabet colouring book, and this is from 2001, and that's most likely when I bought it. It was £2.99. I'm trying to see when it says, oh, if you see a flash of white, by the way, I'm wearing a white baseball cap, which is a whole lot better than you seeing my grey hairs sticking out, which I noticed was in the last video. Copyright in 1993, first published in 1993, this edition published in 2001. Yeah, so it is the Pictures of the Flower Fairies by Cicely Mary Barker, the original Flower Fairies. And I bought this because when I was a child, my uncle used to say that this one, actually, did I buy it or did my mum buy it? I was with my mum when I bought it, so I can't remember who actually bought it. But this one used to look exactly like me as a child. So that's the first colouring book. Well, it's not the first colouring book, that's a lie. I used to do colouring book, but anyway, 2001. Where am I going to stick these? If I put them there, will they be in the way? Hold on. Here's my pens. Back. And my sellotape. Okay, they won't be in the way there, will they? Not too bad. Okay, the next one is this one. This one came from 2004. Can't remember why I bought it. No idea. But anyway, yeah, sorry, I'm too busy looking at it. The Language of Flowers colouring book by Dover Colouring Books. Don't know if it's still available. It's just sort of botanical flowers. These ones come from 2008. I bought them from the range. Actually went into the shop and bought them in the shop. There was actually, I used to have a third one as well. This is interesting because we get to a stage where you can see that I stopped buying colouring books, and I actually did a declutter of my colouring books, which I made a video of, so I'll upload it. So I think the third one that I had went then. I sold it, donated it, can't remember what I did with it, but I did get rid of some colouring books then, so I did have a few more. Anyway, this one is Great Masters of Art. These were 99p in the works, and I'd gone in there with my mum, and oh look, one's been pulled out. I must have done one at least. So these are all perforated, so I probably used to pull out the ones that I wanted to do. And then this one is Exotic Birds. Hopefully you can see all right. Yeah, nice sort of grey line art. Yep, remember buying them, and I also remember buying this at the same time, if not at the same time, at the same sort of time, so around the 2008-2009 era. This has still got the price on it from the works, which was 99p. It's works of art, but it's like classic portraits. So it's, let's try and find one. So that's Beethoven, and that's Napoleon. The Blue Boy by Gainsborough, which is the one on the front cover. Create your own works of art. This, interestingly, has got no date on it, no published date, no nothing. But I do remember it was the same time as I was. We used to take my mum shopping on a Thursday, and she used to like going to have a look at the books in the works, and it was at that time. Okay, this next one came from 2010, and this was bought on a motorway service station, and my mum bought it for me. We were going to, I think we were taking my mum to Blackpool, and we stopped at the motorway services, and I was looking at the colouring books. Now, my mum used to, and still does, buy me a colouring book every year at Christmas. And I said, oh look, there's a Toy Story colouring book. And so she bought it for me. So I know that's from 2010. Oh, it's actually published in 2010 as well. So, from the motorway service station. This next one was a Christmas gift in 2011. Not sure whether it was my mum who bought it for me. Most likely was, because she generally used to buy me a colouring book every year. So this is the only one from 2011. So she probably did. Now, this is when things get interesting. This is a first edition copy of The Secret Garden by Joanna Basford, and it says at the back, 2013, Joanna Basford has asserted her rights, all rights reserved, catalogue, blah blah blah. And this version published in 2013 by Lawrence King Publishing. And as you can see, it's not as bad as the next one that I'm going to show you, but as you can see, the edges of the pages have gone brown like an old, I don't know if you will be able to see. You should be able to see, because there's no massive overhead light that's bleaching it out, but there's this yellow around it. Now this paper, it's not terribly smooth. It's rough, but you can't see the fibres in it. I want you to bear that in mind. And it says here it would cost $9.95, and that's how much I paid for it. I bought it at the Kazart in Islington, and it was when adult colouring was sort of like, oh, there's this new thing coming out called, look at the cover. Can you see the brown on the cover? Maybe that's where it's more obvious. Where's your eyeball? Hold on, your eyeball's there, isn't it? Maybe you can see it, maybe not. Yeah, it was like, oh, adult colouring's going to be a thing, and everyone was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, I've been adult colouring for years. Well, I've been colouring for years, and I am an adult, so. That was 2013, and then in 2015, I bought quite a lot of colouring books from the works. I bought this one, this one, this one, and this one, and these are all from the same series. And they are, I bought them online, and it was back in the day, like I say, it was from the works. It was back in the day when they didn't have internal pictures, so you had no idea what you were getting. And when they turned up, and they were like coloured backgrounds in this Zen doodly type, I was like, oh my word, how am I supposed to colour these in? And because I kind of like doing pictures that look like pictures. I don't mind doing cartoony pictures. I don't like sort of doing these Zen. So these basically went on my shelf, and I just never touched them. At least I don't think I did. I may have done some little bits and bobs here and there. That's a nice one. Yeah, they might, I mean, this isn't me. This is, you know, how it's printed. The bits already coloured it. So there are some bits, I think, that I have done. It's hard to tell. So yeah, there was 4 when I bought this, 4 in the series. I think another couple came out and I didn't buy them because I knew that I didn't really like these ones. But one of the reasons why I actually decided to make this video was there is another YouTuber that has just bought one of these. I can't remember which one it is that she's bought. This one, I think. And I'm going to link the video. I can't remember her name. I'm really sorry. I wasn't subscribed to her. I got recommended the video. And then I did subscribe to her after that. And she's doing a colour. She's just bought one of these, exactly the same. This book, one of these books. And she's going to do a colour with me. And she's like, if you want to know how to colour, you know, colour along in these books, then. And I was like, yes, because I've had these on the shelf for 5 years, 6 years. And I've never known what to do with them. So then in the same order as those from the works at the same time, I bought these 2 books as well. And in case you're wondering how I know, I have literally gone back through my emails and looked at my orders. There's this one called Colouring Birds, which has birds, and then this little like plate colour version of the original photo. And these, isn't that a lovely look? These pictures are the plates in this book are taken from The History of Birds of Europe by H.G. Dresser and The Birds of America by John T. Bowen and John James Audubon. And they are lovely bird pictures. So I bought that at the same time. Some of these colouring books look like I haven't done anything in them, but what I used to do, and I still do to some extent, is I scan them in and then print them out on better paper and colour them. I know a lot of people do that. So I know that I did that with some of these bird pictures. Another book that I bought, same order in the works, back in whatever year I said it was. I've forgotten already, 2015. Yeah. Whereas I bought this one, which was Art for Mindfulness Landscapes. And when it turned up, I remember thinking, oh, it's really difficult to do because you kind of almost need to paint it to make them look good. And I was like, that would not make me feel nice and relaxed and mindful. Some of them, look, you know, you could probably, this one you could get away with. And it's it just felt a little bit too, you know, this one maybe a bit of sun, bit of sky, reflection, trees, but yeah, it didn't inspire me to colour that one in, so I don't think I've done anything ever in that one. So the next segment are from February, or this only. I bought this in February 2016. The Time Chamber. I talked about this in my video when I was talking about my Christmas books that my husband bought me. So I think that I bought this one when Dee Dee was painting or colouring in it. It might have been way back when she was doing Ustream, because we all used to be on Ustream then rather than YouTube. And yeah, I think that's why I bought it. And that was in February 2016. Oh, sorry, did I say that was The Time Chamber by Daria Song? The next ones are from April 2016, and it was yet another works order. This was the first Kew Gardens colouring book that I got, and it was probably the first grayscale colouring book that I got, and I had no idea what to do with it. And whether this was the first one published or not, I don't know. This was from the Royal Botanical Gardens. Let's have a look when it was published. It was published in 2016, so at the same time as I purchased it. And then this one wasn't bought from the works. This one was bought from I want to say Woolworths, but I'm not 100% sure it was Woolworths. It might have been Wilko, because where I live there used to be a big Woolworths and it closed down, and then now there's a big Wilko. But I remember walking through it and going past, I think it was the craft area, you know, where they sell crafty stuff, and this book was on a shelf, and I was like, oh, look at that, colour by numbers masterpieces. You know, I'm into art, and now I know that I had a really, really crappy set of pencils when I started that. Look at me trying to match the colours up, and look how, I think that's, I can't even remember what colouring pencils that would have been. Whatever it was. Oh, I've got numbers next to it. I've put 945 and 946 for the browns. Oh, I wonder if what that is. 945 and 946. Is that Faber-Castell? No, it wouldn't be, would it? Is it? I'm going to check. Hold on. I think it's Marco Raffine's. No, they're not 9 anything. What pencils have browns in them that are 945 and 946? Oh no, I want 9 then. I don't know, because what pencils did I have back then? I had the Marco Raffine's probably. I had the Fabers. I had W.H. Smith's, but if you know what brown pencils would be 945, 946, it's not Prisma, is it? No, because they're not Prismas, they're too not very good. I wasn't very good at colouring then. Much too. Is it Christmas? Hold on. Oh, 943. Oh, it is. Oh my god, I was terrible at colouring then. 946, 947, 948. Yeah, Prismas. Oops, here's the pencils back. Either I didn't know what the blinky blonky blank I was doing, because I'm pressing light in areas and hard in others. Yeah, I don't think I knew what I was doing really. Anyway, yeah, so I bought this from Woolworths or Wilko's, one or the other, and I bought it for $2.99. $7.99 it says it was. I know I paid $2.99 for it. So there you go. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Okay, next lot are also from 2016, and these were bought from Amazon. And for some reason I wanted to get into, I was colouring, but I wasn't enjoying colouring pictures. I wanted to colour quotes, so I ordered myself Being in the Now colouring book, Inspirational Life Quote colouring books, and I know that I pulled some of these out and did them, because I have one in a frame. I thought there was still one in here that I'd done, maybe not. So Inspirational Quotes and Follow Your Dreams colouring book. I definitely did some of these. Did I pull these out as well? Yeah. So, yeah, for a while I just wanted to colour words. April 2016, I bought those. Also bought this, and I thought that I was going, when it's turned up I was really disappointed, because the picture of it shows it kind of like really as though it's been done with like chalk pens, and I was like, oh yeah, I've got chalk pens, I'm going to do this, I'm going to colour it in and make it look like that. When it turned up, I was just like, oh, you know, I can't imagine, you know, if you colour this all in one colour, so round all the way, there's nothing left to do. Okay, you've got 2 colours maybe, you'll do the leaves around the edge in green, and then you'll do this in, I don't know, blue or something, yellow or whatever, and that's it, you're done. And so yeah, I did nothing with that. Next is September 2016, and I got these for my birthday. My husband, I'd seen this one, and I I saw it in a shop, and the paper was so smooth, because you've got to bear in mind I was used to the rough. You know, this little sort of square format book was, you know, Secret Garden was a kind of one of those square format books, and this one I'd seen it in the shop and it was so smooth, and I liked the fact that it was all around the world. This is actually, I actually ended up with another copy of this book, and I coloured some of it and then I gave it to my mum to finish off. So I've done some of this colouring, but not in this book, although there was some coloury bits in that I have done. I think that this was my test page, because I've got all different things on here. I've got felt pens, you know, just normal felt pens, and this is Faber-Castell pens, and then this down here is pencil, that's pencil, and then this is this is Doodle kind of pens. I don't know what they are, they're not, I think they're Tombos actually, so I was using this page like a test page. But yeah, September 2016, my husband bought me this one, The Magical City by Lizzie May Cullen, and also The Magical Journey by Lizzie May Cullen. So he bought me those. And then I bought this one for myself in November 2016, and I think it was when we were in London. Oh, we were in London with my mum, and we went to visit the Tower of London, and I saw it in the gift shop, and in the gift shop it was full price, which was $8.99, and I come home and bought it online for £4. But yeah, it's all London. London. Yeah, picture of the Queen. Okay, now we're at Christmas. Christmas 2016, and my husband buys me, and I didn't remember I had this. He buys me another copy of The Secret Garden. Now this copy of The Secret Garden is even more yellowed around the edge, and even more yellowed on the pages inside. And this one, let's get the two of them out. I don't know if there's any point in comparing them. Hang on, let's restack that. This one is priced at $15.95. This one was 2013. This one is from 2000. Can you see how yellow that is? It says reprinted in 2013 and 2014. So this one is from 2014, this edition. 2013, blah, 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 blah. Diddle-diddle-diddle. Yeah, so this one is a year on from this one, and it's priced in dollars, so I'm guessing it's the American one. And the paper in this is awful. It's the worst paper, and there's definitely colour in here, because I know that when I try to colour, even with pencils, I was going to say flakes, but it's like, you know, the bits of paper, the fibres of the paper, they're so rough that you do one layer of pencil, and when you do the second layer of pencil, the little chips, the little fibre sticks literally come up. So you can do like one layer of pencil, that's it. Where is it? I know there was colouring in here, because I just was like, I wished you could see how bitty the paper is. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it. Probably won't focus. Oh, why does the doorbell always go when I'm doing this? What I'm going to do is I am going to do a high, like close-up photo of the paper in this, and compare it to this one, so you can see just how bitty the paper is in this. I was going to say it's the original. It's not the original. This is the original. This is the one from 2013. This one is from 2014, and obviously this one was given to me for Christmas. My husband didn't know I already had it, and then this one was given to me at the same time, and the paper in this is different again, and this was published 2015, and it's much smoother. I mean, there's no, it's just smooth. There's no bittiness in it at all. Let's see. Yeah, this is... Wished you could see how bitty it was. How fibrous, probably is the word. Yeah, I guess this is the worst paper. And I always thought, oh, it's because it's watercolour paper. Yeah, it's not watercolour paper. So that's the 2014 one is the worst one. And then the one that I'd even forgot that I had, and I literally just found this one upstairs, is the better paper. Now, I don't have any of the new Joanna Bashford books, so I don't know. Someone said the paper gets even better, so I said I might try them. So that was given to me Christmas 2016, and so was this. My husband bought me this one, which was the first. I don't know whether I had it on a wish list or whether he just picked it because he knows I like birds. I never touched it, and it's because it is a colour by numbers, and it's got the white outlines, and I have no idea. I now know that people actually fill in the outlines or go over the outlines, whereas back then I looked at it and I thought, yeah, that's going to look really horrible because it's going to be white outlines all the way around it. So, yep, so this was Christmas 2016. Okay, then I didn't buy any colouring books for a while until we took my mum to, where's the place where William Morris used to live? It's not far from here, it's only about 4 or 5 miles away. Not even that, I don't think. What is the name of the place? William Morris's house. Does it say? Art and craft movement. Da, 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 da. Anyway, we went to William Morris's house and they had this book for sale in the gift shop, and it was, I picked it up and I loved it because it is actually like vellum. So if you do this with pens and you then put it up to the window, it looks really good, or it's just really nice. And at the museum, they had like pens and you could have a play kind of thing. And me and my brother did one. My mum, it was Mother's Day, March 2017, and we'd taken my mum to whatever the name of William Morris's house is called, and we did brass rubbing in there. We did colouring. We were like children. You wouldn't think we was in our 50s. Oh, well, actually, I wasn't then. I was not quite 50 then. And we did some colouring, and then I saw this in the shop, and it was, I think it was even, I don't even know what full price is. Does it say underneath that sticker? Because it was $9.99 in the shop, and I thought, oh, I really, really want it, but I don't want to pay $9.99. So I came home and I bought it from Amazon. Which is really bad, really. I should have bought it from the shop, the museum, because, you know, it's how they make their money. We did buy some other things from the shop. I just tried to talk myself out of this and then really wanted it, so I came home and bought it. Now we're in July 2017, and I bought this. This was one of the first watercolour books. Where the paper is actually, look, there's, oh, I bought it from Wordery. I thought I bought this from Amazon. Yeah, 18th of July 2017. Huh. Anyway, so this is watercolour paper, and obviously you're supposed to watercolour in it, and this really appealed to me, and because I wanted to watercolour and play with paints and pretend that I knew what I was doing. I did have a go in it in a page that's no longer in here because it came apart a little bit, and it was awful. I made a terrible mess, so I didn't get much more life in it. Let's put that back into it. The next lot of books, and we're nearly at the end, was ordered from The Works in August 2017. This is another Kew Gardens, my second Kew Gardens book at the time, with these lovely coloured plates and then the grayscale images. And the reason why I picked this one was because the first Kew Gardens book I bought didn't have the reference images, and they was just like, I was like, what do you even do with those? So when this one came out, or I saw it in the works with the reference images, I was like, ah, that one makes more sense. So I'm going to get that. I also, at the same time, I think I've told you as well that the works is a discount bookshop. So, you know, whereas this would normally be $7.99, it was probably $2.99, maybe even $1.99 in the works. And you always get like 10% off when you place, or 20% off on an online order. So they work out really cheap, don't you know? So this was a Enchanting Fairy'S colouring book by Margaret Tarrant, the world's most beloved fairy artist. Very similar to the Cecily Mary Barker one's really cute. But I do like the fact, I do like it when they've got reference images. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful picture? Because if you do a crap job, you can still look at the nice picture that's done by someone else. Oh, so sweet. Also in the same order, I bought, obviously, because I love Picasso, Pablo Picasso to colour in, the master of modern art. Again, you can't see a flip through on the works, you've got no idea what the inside of the book looks like. And then when it turned up, I was just like, how are you supposed to colour some of them? I mean, that one's fairly easy. You kind of want to feel like you want to paint them, but I'm not sure this paper would take paint. So bought that from the works, and its full price is £10, and I remember it was £4, and I bought two because I thought I'm going to mess one up, so I'm going to buy two. Yeah. I also bought at the same time Gustav Klimt to colour in. Gustav Klimt. Not quite sure why I couldn't say that in the first place. Can you imagine doing this with gold gel pens? Oh, makes me want to do it then. I didn't have gel pens then to do it. That'd be really cool actually, to use gel pens. I'm going to do that, you know. I'm going to do a bloody lot of things, aren't I? Also, same, was this the same order? August 2017, we took my mum to somewhere in London, possibly the National Gallery, as it says the National Gallery on it, and I saw this book and I bought it because whenever I am in somewhere like the National Gallery or whatever and they've got a colouring book, I do usually buy it. Look at that Van Gogh, Van Gogh, Wheatfield with Cypresses. I remember that we actually saw that, and that's why I bought this. Actually, like, saw the painting, went and stood right up, saw all the brush strokes, thought it was amazing, and wanted to buy this colouring book as though I was going to replicate his brush strokes. Oh, look at that, fruit and flowers. I've done the jigsaw of that. The Paul Klee. It's called Castle and Son. I didn't know it's called Castle and Son. In fact, the jigsaw was still on the jigsaw board until Christmas when I took it off and disassembled it. This one as well was bought at the same time as that, which was August 2017, but I bought this from the works, and I bought it from the actual shop, the works, when I took my mum out. You can see the sticker was still on there then, so I didn't buy it online. And this is called Mindfulness Colour by Numbers. I think it's the first one of this series. It was published in 2016. Oh my god, that's Van Gogh again. Can you imagine doing that? Wow. Wow, they look great. Klimt again. And now we're almost at the very end, because it was not long after this. So these ones were bought in September 2017. And this is Peter Rabbit, the one I talked to you about the other day, by Charles Santori. And I bought this book, The Curiosity Shop, which when it turned up, I mean, I knew it was grayscale, but this one turned up and I was like, oh my word, how are you supposed to even do these look at, there's nowhere to sort of, feels like there's nowhere to colour. I mean nowadays, look at this. How? Oops, sorry, you're all wobbly. I'll wait till you stop moving. How are you supposed to colour? And this one, which I talked about the other day, the Colin Thompson ones, I bought all 3 of these at the same time to take with me on holiday. We were going on holiday in September 2017. I took these 3 with me and a set of pencils, which were the Marco Raffine pencils. I wouldn't take the Marco Raffine pencils with me on holiday again. I'd either take my Prismas or my Castle Arts. And yeah, because I wanted to do some colouring while I was away. And then, this is where I stopped. 2017, September 2017. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's when, after that, I decluttered this room and I went a bit more minimalist. Stopped buying art supplies. Started doing no spends, you know, no spend for a month, no spend for 2 months, no spend for 3 months. And I didn't buy any more colouring books. I didn't ask for any more colouring books for Christmas. I didn't buy any more colouring books until October 2020. So basically, I went 3 years without buying a colouring book, which was probably the right thing because I hadn't done a lot in these colouring books. I kind of used to do a lot of colouring, then it slowed down, and it sort of slowed down to a stop, but I was still buying colouring books. And then, you know, it's just, there's no point in buying stuff if you're not using it. So, yeah, and now I've got to stop again, haven't I, really? Because I think when I counted there was 39 in this pile. I will verify that and put it on the screen. And I have bought more than that. Like I say, been bought or given, sorry, bought or been given more than that since October. So, and I said to my husband, you know, if I've got over 100, that's a lot. And that's when you stop. It doesn't matter how nice the new one's out, that, you know, the next one out that you see, you've got to stop. So anyway, so there you go. A double decade, 20 years worth of my colouring books purchases from 2000 and whatever the first one was, 11, until 2017. Well, yeah, I suppose not quite a decade. So yeah, there you go. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching my historical colouring book collection, and you might have seen some interesting ones, ones that you haven't seen before. Maybe not, who knows? I haven't watched every colouring book collection video out there, so thanks very much for watching anyway. Take care. So that's it. There's all my colouring books on the shelf, and this is just a, you know, a normal Kallax shelf. But what my husband did when we first bought it, which was when we redid this room, I've got a whole video series about it, was that instead of the, you know, they're squares usually, aren't they, like 12 by 12 squares, he moved one along to fit my pencil boxes in. And this is Derwent watercolour pencils full set, Inktense pencils full set, Albert Durack, Faber-Castell full set, Polychromos full set, still Polychromos, Coloursoft full set, and then the 36 set of pastel pencils, which I got when I bought these at the at the Derwent Pencil Museum in Cumbria, you know, years ago, however long ago it was. I got these, I bought these from the museum. They was really reduced price, and I got that set for free. And I think when we did this, I said that this section, this sort of like smaller section, because it's not a full section, would be for my colouring books. I did have my colouring books there, but I think they had extended over to one, you know, so this and this one. I'm trying to look. These are all new. These are all new, some old, some new. Old, new. So yeah, it was probably not quite 2 of those. So yeah, but that's it. Because my rule is, if I can't fit any more in, I mean there is a bit of space, and the artisan ones are up there, so I probably, yeah, there's probably could easily get 2 in there, and there's quite a bit of space in this one down here. But I've put the artisan ones there because they can't see what they are when they're sideways. Yeah, there is a bit of space. There's a bit of jiggle. Look, let's be real. There's a bit of space. You could easily get 3 or 4 colouring books in there. But yeah, that's me stopping for now. I've got plenty to play with, and someone asked in a comment, I can't remember your name. If I remember it, well, not if I remember it, I'm going to pop it up here on the screen. Asked if I was going to do colouring videos, and yeah, I think I will. I might do some colouring chats and everything. So, you know, maybe live ones or whatever the magical things are these days. So, yeah, that's it. So, thanks everyone for watching. Just added this bit on to the end so you can see what everything looks like on the shelves and why I'm not going to buy any more. It's just convenient that they all fit on the shelves, to be quite honest, because I wasn't going to buy any more. And when I started putting on here in order, this is the interesting thing. These are the ones that I'm enjoying the most. Then these are the easy ones. These are colour by numbers. These are grayscale. These are the art ones. These are the watercolour ones, or, you know, art paste ones. These are the watercolour ones. These are them ones that I don't know what to do with. Christmas section there, and then ones that are, you know, specialist ones, let's call them. Not in that way, you know what I mean. Anyway, so that's it. So thanks very much for watching, and stick around for more adult colouring fun. See you later. Bye.